Why is it the most vital thing that the Bible talks about? Jesus talked more about business than the soul. Why? What keeps you? What is the concrete block keeping you from being all that you're capable of? Good morning. This is Joshua Crampton with Multi-Gen Mindset. Programs for health, wealth, happiness, and love. The 4 categories of life management. Will you manage your health? Without it, you have no energy, no drive, no ambition to take care of the other 3 categories of life. Wealth, happiness, and love. Without wealth, it's almost impossible to have health. Without wealth, it's almost impossible to fully enjoy happiness. And without wealth, how can you master love, which is caring for those that are in your life? Health, wealth, happiness, and love. For one to simply say, I don't want to be wealthy, I don't want to be successful, you're leaving out a major ingredient of what it is that God intended for your life, for you to dominate and multiply. Why is it that you think that you don't deserve or aren't required to achieve great wealth? For if God truly planned for you to be the biggest version of yourself, why is it that you're visualizing a version of yourself smaller than what God intended? He says you have not because you ask not. What are you not asking for? You have not because you ask not, and those who seek shall find, and knock, and the door shall be opened. What is he referring to? What is the text referring to when it says ask? And what you ask of will be given to you. When you ask with a pure heart and not to spend what it is that you're asking for on vain, selfish desires. He's saying when you ask for wealth and abundance so that you can provide opportunities for others through your life and through your efforts. Why is this important? Why is it important that you gain wealth? Why is it the most vital thing that the Bible talks about? Jesus talked more about business than the soul. Why? Why is it that there's something in you that wants you to be bigger? What is it in you that wants you to grow? It's the Spirit of God that wants you to be all that you can be. Look at the trees. Do they ever stop growing? They grow and they grow. They'll bust through concrete. Have you ever seen tree roots grow up through a concrete pad? How does that even happen? How is it even possible? Time and persistence. The tree never quits. Every day, day in and day out, day in and day out, it pushes and it grows and it pushes until it overcomes that which tries to keep it. It grows through what keeps it. What keeps you? What is the concrete block keeping you from being all that you're capable of? It's your mindset. It's your image that you created, the movie that you created of your life. You only live about 70 years. You got about 60 years of productivity. If you consider that your real productive time is between 30 and 50, that's 30 years. You've created a 30 to 40 year movie, and every day you write that script and you wake up to it and you go to bed to it and you live according to it and you live up to its standards. Shakespeare said, all the world is a play and we are but actors in it. But yet we cast the play, we cast the parts, we are the director, we are the audience. We clap when there's something exciting. We cry when there's something sad. We mourn when somebody passes in our story. We say when the movie starts, where it ends, how it ends. Everything in our lives has been attracted to us through the images we see of ourselves in our own mind, the movie that plays over and over again. You can't live beyond what it is that you see yourself doing in your mind. What you see in your mind is what you'll live up to, what you expect of yourself. You'll reach to about 70%. That's why they say shoot for the moon, and even if you miss, you'll be amongst the stars. Plan bigger than you've ever imagined. Ask yourself, why the fuck not me? Why not me? You watch the image on that movie screen. You invent the image on that screen. Right now in this moment, will that story have a happy ending? Is it full of happiness and success or sorrow or failure? The storyline is already there. The discerning eye can tell the direction in which the story will go. You build up a picture of yourself that to which you believe is true. The picture may be false, and in many cases it's false, but the important fact here is that you act as if it were true. You believe that you're a failure and that you'll never be a multimillionaire. It's false, but yet you believe it. But what if you transcribed to something different? What if you said that becoming a millionaire is just who you are? That you have the creativity. You wake up every day and say, I have the creativity to think of millionaire type plans. I think like millionaires. I have friends like millionaires. I live where millionaires live. I go after the things that they go after. I see myself providing jobs and opportunities, facilitating people together in organizational structures that create momentum and money and profit by trading value and services and products for profit. And you wake up every day, I have the fucking creativity to do these things. If they can do it, I can do it. If they can do it, I can do it. Like the little engine who could. He climbed and he pushed and he climbed and he pushed and he said, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. You've all heard that story. As we were children, the little engine that could. So you see yourself as a little engine. You see yourself as little resource. You see yourself as of little effect. But God doesn't play. Mother Nature doesn't make mistakes. The human soul is the most valuable thing that Mother Nature has ever created, and wouldn't be wasted on an opportunity that wasn't worth more than anything. In you lies value. In you lies skills. In you lies the ability. In you dormantly lying is the ability to be somebody more than you ever imagined. But if you can't see it, you can't get there. My favorite song, I Believe I Can Fly, R. Kelly. The lyrics tell you the secrets of the universe. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I think about it every night and day. I spread my wings and I fly away. If I can see it, then I can do it. If I just believed it. I see myself walking through that open door. Visualization is prayer. People get on their knees and ask God for opportunity. They get on their knees and say, Lord Jesus, please bless my family and bless the work of my hands. What is God to bless? God himself used his own creativity and imagination to build the world. Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 7, he rested. There's balance in everything. It says the Spirit of God moved upon the waters. 70% of your body is water. Without water, there's no life. The Spirit of God moved upon the waters, but yet they were unformed. He formed them with his imagination. He saw vast lands filled with wildlife and humans and love. He said, "Go forth and dominate, for I have laid the earth at your feet. For have I not said that you are gods? For I have made you in my image." We ask God, we get down on our knees, "God, please bless our business and our families and our friends." And he says, "What more can I do? I've already empowered you as a God. What more can I do? I've already given you the power to imagine anything in this world and go out and make it happen. I've given you the word which transcribes the thoughts of God." What does Jesus say about imagination? As a man thinks, so is he. Imagine a gorilla, 800-pound silverback gorilla hanging out in Africa. And a little baby walks up to this gorilla, and the gorilla's terrified, doesn't know who he is. He doesn't know he's a beast. He doesn't know he's a monster. He doesn't know he's the strongest organism, inch per inch. He doesn't know he could tear that jungle apart with his bare fucking hands, because the gorilla sees himself as yet a meek child. You liken yourselves to the gorilla. Every time you wake up in this morning, and every time you wake up and wake up to a day and not say, "I'm going to fucking kill this life today. I'm going to tear this world apart and lay it at God's feet." Every day that you wake up and you say, "Oh, it's just another day. Just another 12 hours, and then I'm going to go back to bed. Nothing great is going to happen. No miracles are going to happen." You know, they say miracles is when someone's perspective changes. A miracle happens when somebody's perspective changes. Your perspective of yourself is never accurate, because you'll never see yourself as big as how you really are. Know thyself. Know thyself. I believe that Jesus, as a child, figured out who he was at the age of 12. He figured out he was a God at the age of 12. Started hanging out in the temples. Started teaching the older men. Can you imagine a 12-year-old sitting at the front of a church teaching elderlies? How? Why are you any different? Why is it that you pull up to a stoplight in one vehicle and you look over with envy at another? Why are you not in the one that you want? Why are you not the one creating envy? How do you help the poor? How do you help the world? How do you make an impact by impacting yourself first? For you can't give what you don't have. You can't teach what you don't know. You can't encourage where you haven't been encouraged. You can't love where you haven't been loved. How do you help the poor? By becoming rich yourself. Living a life of envy. That people look at your life and they see the love in it. They see the joy in it. They see the success in it. They see the impact and they say, "I want that. How'd that man do that? How'd that woman do that?" By imagining every day, not giving up, seeing themselves bigger, seeing themselves smarter, seeing themselves better, seeing themselves more tuned, seeing themselves more in alignment than out of alignment, seeing themselves bigger than they are today and bigger tomorrow than they are today and bigger today than they are yesterday. So you play around with life. You act like you got it tomorrow. You don't know. Live every day as if it was your last. We know all this. Everybody knows this, but nobody puts it into action. Nobody takes it seriously. It's all inside of you. It all depends on what you do with an image you carry inside of you. An image is your most important tool for good or for evil. It all depends on you and your self-image. You don't have to have a past to have a future. See, we look at our past experiences in order to tell us what we can accomplish in our future because, see, our brains are wired to pick up and perceive patterns. And our brain tries to rationalize these patterns. And so from the patternistic perspective, you can't bounce too far left or right of the ongoing storyline. The identity, the pattern of identity, the pattern of showing up in life. You can't bounce to the left or right. Too much of that. You can't veer off to the left or right. Too much, or you'll be out of pattern.